The Supreme Court has declined to take up Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal of her sex trafficking conviction. The former socialite is serving a 20-year sentence for recruiting and grooming teenage girls for sexual abuse by Jeffrey Epstein, as well as taking part in some of those crimes.
Investigative reporter Terry Parker covered Maxwell's trial and has more on this latest development before the nation's highest court.
Ghislaine Maxwell argued that sweetheart deal that Jeffrey Epstein made here in Palm Beach County back in 2008 protected her from any prosecution anywhere in the U.S. But the Supreme Court isn't even going to hear that argument. Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney argued the agreement Epstein made with a then U.S. attorney in South Florida not to prosecute any named or unnamed co-conspirators should apply to her case. The government countering that agreement only mattered in Florida, not in New York, where Maxwell was tried and convicted in 2021.
I was a bit surprised when I saw the Supreme Court would not take the case, because I did think that there was a legitimate argument that if one federal district gives you immunity, does that apply to another federal district?
Former Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg says he suspects the justices simply didn't want to get involved in the Epstein case, which has plagued President Trump and become a lightning rod for controversy.
And also, you have all these conspiracy theorists out there who will jump at the Supreme Court even if they took the case, even if they ruled against Ghislaine Maxwell. The fact that they would be reviewing it would all of a sudden start all these new conspiracy theories. And then they'd be looking to see if John Roberts ever flew on Epstein's plane.
But Maxwell isn't giving up. Her family saying they are deeply disappointed, but plan to continue the fight to overturn her conviction. Quote, "This fight isn't over. Serious legal and factual issues remain, and we will continue to pursue every avenue available to ensure that justice is done." The family adding they have already started a habeas petition in the federal district court in New York, claiming Maxwell's constitutional rights were violated several ways. There is one more possible way for Maxwell to shorten her sentence: a pardon by President Trump.
And I would think he'd be really unwilling to take that step.
I think that it is still a very possible option that President Trump pardons Ghislaine Maxwell on the way out of office.
Maxwell did give an unprecedented 2-day interview to the Department of Justice, but reportedly did not name any names associated with Epstein's client list. However, right after that, she was whisked away to a lower security prison in Texas. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.